I got it. Only.
First of all, I want to give honor to God for He is truly in my life. I'm excited, and because the reason I'm excited because I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee.
We ain't gonna hold that against you.
My story is I've been in Houston about 3 years. I moved here from Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. So I'm kind of almost, if you understand my path, that means that I've been assigned to Houston. I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs, so my disclaimer is I'm not here representing the VA, but I have been working for the VA for the past 15 years. So if I can say that we all have been assigned to this task. So this is an assignment. And once you understand that this is an assignment, then you can do what you got to do to be consistent in your assignment. So I truly thank God for me. I don't even remember where I met you at. But through her, but I don't even know how I met her. but that's why I say I know that God does things in His own time, and everything is divinely connected. Thank God for my good friend right here, him in the PTSD Foundation. He has always been, he inspired me. And everywhere I go, anytime I see him. So I feel pretty good. So I'm excited about what we're doing in this whole Houston area. Believe me, everybody's not doing it. So I want to let you know that what again, I just left Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, and some other states. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. So they're not doing what you guys are doing for Houston. And so I'm excited about what we all are doing, what we're doing together. And so hopefully and prayerfully, eventually the VA will be a part of what you're doing. So right now we got some issues that we need to, we still have some guidelines that have to be taken care of, but we're gonna get there. I want to talk a little bit tonight. Can I walk around and talk?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure. Go is yours.
I want to talk, and how many people, anybody here from the Army? I know, I see Simplify over there. Okay, well, I was worried for a minute. We got Simplify, we got the Navy, any Air Force people here? Oh, Air Force, okay. Marine Corps, Air Force, what about Coast Guard? All right, well, anyway, in the Army, we had what was called a FDC Center. Fire Direction Control Officer. And I think he might know what I'm talking about. Fire Direction Control Officer works in the field artillery industry. And so since World War II, to conduct indirect Army field artillery use Fire Direction Control Center, FDC. The Fire Direction Control compiles firing data and set the direction of the gun and compute the range and direction of the target. The purpose consists of determining precise target location. I guess you said, what are we talking about there? And then there's three things that it does. It compute firing data, it set the firing direction for the guns, and it compiles range and direction for the target. I want y'all to remember that because you're gonna hear where I'm coming from. So the Fire Direction Control Center. Now, just as the Army Field Artillery used Fire Direction Control Center to determine precise target location, we as the community also must have things to guide, determine our precise target in life. We got to know the direction we're going in, because if not, we'll get thrown off track. And organizations like yourself, you have to stay focused on the prize and on the target. What is your target audience? Veterans. All right, now, in which is our God-given purpose in life. As I told y'all when I first came, we have all been assigned to do this. This ain't just something we just volunteered for. We all was assigned to this mission to take care of veterans. All right, so God-given purpose in life, each of us has been called by God for greatness in this arena. Now, so what I came up with was the Fire Direction Center of Life. We, as community leaders and those of us that are serving veterans in community, we have to have Fire Direction Center of Life. And these three elements are focus, discipline, and consistency. We have to stay focused. on what we're doing. Because if not, we'll get thrown off track with money, power, and fame. We have to be disciplined on knowing that if I say we're going to be somewhere at a certain time, I got to be there on time. And then if I don't be, I mean, we got to be there on time, and then we got to be consistent on what we're doing, because people depend on us. People's lives are dependent. In other words, all of the been in combat, in the foxhole, we have to understand that I got to make sure that my gun will fire. I can't worry about, I cannot be determined on race, creed, or color, because all of us bleed. And so in the foxhole is red. And we are there to protect the country. And the last one is consistency. It's important that you be consistent with what you're doing. Because if you don't be consistent with what you're doing, then you're not going to receive the fruit from it. So focus, discipline, and consistency. Focus. I went to Western, and I said, what did Western say about focus? The main or central point of something, especially of attention or interest. Learn more the state of quality of having products, clear vision, and definition. We got to have a clear vision. Your ministry must have a clear vision. Because if your vision is not clear, then without a vision, people perish. Yeah, I know the word. So it's important that as you're going forward, that all your leaders and your team members have a clear vision to move forward on what you got to do. Proverbs 5 said, my son, stay focused. Listen to the wisdom I have gained. Give attention to what I have learned about life so that you may be able to make sensible judgment and to speak with knowledge. That's important as you building your ministry. Discipline. Webster said, the practice of training people to obey a code of behavior. One of the biggest dilemmas that I have seen since I've been working in this whole, we up under mental health, is that we go through treatment, but we never deal with behavior modification. The whole behavior modification piece have got to be implemented, because treatment is just like putting a Band-Aid on you. My behavior must change. And if you don't show our veterans how to, in other words, they cut my hair off, took all my clothes, and put me in a whole nother environment, my behavior changed. So we have to use some of them same principles and change behavior. If you just treating them, it's not gonna get the job done. Behavior modification, I don't know any of y'all work with foster care with the kids before. That was the first thing they taught us as foster parents. Behavior modification will change their child. And we have to use the same tools when we're dealing with veterans. We have to show them, let's change your behavior. If you change the veteran's behavior, or anybody's behavior, then you can change, the discipline will take place. Hebrews 12 and 11 said, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. But later in the years of peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Right standing with God and a lifestyle of attitude seeks conformity to God's will and purpose. Amplified version, just in case. So discipline is key. We have to be disciplined if we expect for those that we're bringing up with us also discipline. The next one is consistency. What did Webster say about consistency? A pattern of behavior, of agreement, of harmony, always acting or behaving in the same way. The same quality and continue to develop the same way. Then I got some words. Constraint, regular, uniform, steady, stable, even, unchanging, dependable, and one of my favorite ones, reliable. You got to have people on your team that's reliable, that's going to be consistent. So, 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, therefore, my beloved brother, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. We have to understand that this is the Lord's work. We have to truly believe that this is what God has called me, ordained me, and gave me the power to do. Because we can't do this by ourselves. And the biggest challenge that we face in the community is that we thinking we doing it by ourselves. We have to come together as a team. We have to be focused.
we have to be disciplined, and we have to be consistent on how we are being effective in the community. So, again, the 5-direction control center of life: focus, discipline, and consistency. All right? Any questions? All right.
Thank you.